it is a conversation.
Perfect.
And it's supposed to be two ways. So. My guest for the next half hour is Tania Silva. She's running for City Council, District 3. This is a newly carved district, correct?
That's
They
correct.
just redistricted that up.
Yes.
Had several of the candidates come through from District 3. I think, I'm not sure if there's anyone else that's jumping in, but I think it's too late for them now anyways.
Yes.
Yeah, so the
Mm-hmm.
time limit is done for that. Give us an idea of why you got involved in it, and then we'll take it from there and we'll get into the issues a little bit. What was that first thought process like? You felt like, okay, this is why I want to get into it. Because people always like to know that. That's why I asked that question.
Well, Jamay, I think I could put in 2 words why I'm running for District 3. And it's more and better. Okay. This is a district of very close-knit community, of very hardworking people. And we deserve more programs. We definitely deserve more businesses and increase safety. And we deserve better infrastructure. We deserve better projects focusing on our youth. And when we became our own district, I was very excited because in spite of all the controversy that surrounded that redistricting, I saw it as an opportunity. Well, finally, we're not going to be ignored anymore. Finally, all the money in the budget that has been allocated to the west side, this time it's going to be allocated just to the southwest, and we can actually do wonders with it. And I was expecting to see different people stepping in. But then when I saw that it's just more of the same running, I knew that I had to do something. And unfortunately, I was there. My parents have always told me, Tania, you bloom where your God plants you. And I'm planted in the Southwest on District 3. It's the place where I've lived since pretty much all my life.
You've been living there for a long time?
Yes, for at least half of my life. That's been home. I graduated from West Mesa High School, went to college at UNM, I then went to law school in Colorado, but then I came back. This is, to me, the land of enchantment. This is really, for me, home. And so to me, it is personal, because this is where I want to stay. And I know there's a lot of young professionals that would love to stay there, but the opportunities are not there. So my vision, and as we have walked on thousands of houses and spoken with thousands of my neighbors, we share the same vision. We want a district that gives opportunities to our youth. Sorry, go ahead.
No, when you're walking the street, what is it that you're hearing? I live in this district for the record, though.
Oh, great.
So I'll be looking forward to seeing who's going to win and all that.
Thank you.
But what are you hearing when you go there? I know from talking to the other candidates, they always say it's a kind of an ignored district or ignored area. What do you hear when you knock on the doors, or when you've been?
I do echo that yes, we have been ignored, but rather than seeing my district as just, oh, we're the victim district, I see it as we have the opportunity now. Now that we are our own district, there really is no excuse. So if we do want something different for the Southwest, for the West Side, we need different people sitting at the table. So what I bring in is a fresh new perspective. I am not tied to political agendas. We take the nonpartisan nature of this race very seriously, Jamay. We have people who are Green partisans in our campaign, Tea partisans, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, you name it. They are there because they share the same vision. Like I said, we are a group of people who want to see a district where opportunities are given to the youth. We have the highest percentage of youth in our district, and there's 0 programs to empower them. I want to see a district where we better the quality of life of our seniors. I mean, quite frankly, just a district where people are proud to call it home. I don't have to tell you you live on the west side.
Yeah, I do. I've been there for 10 years now.
Exactly. So how people react when you tell them you live on the west side. They have a very negative perception of what the west side is. And I believe that's part of a failure of past counselors. Because as a counselor of District 3, I believe I am the first ambassador to the world, to the business community, about what's really happening in the district, about who we really are, about really, is this a safe place or is not a safe place? And this is where they've failed us.
Why do you think this area, and I've been there for 10 years, and I talk to a lot of business owners there, they always complain about, well, there's not enough businesses here, there's not enough larger businesses. If you look at, I'm not sure if this thing is, this area is where that low was supposed to come in, that by 98, Central and 86th Street, where they were supposed to plant, I believe it was a Lowe's
Yes,
or
at
something,
the
and it's still
Answer
flat, it's sitting there as an empty land. Businesses are reluctant to move in this area for whatever, there's many reasons. What I wanted to know is that why do we have such a negative as far as outlook for the rest of the city? It's a beautiful area. When you look, the first thing I looked when I was there, I could see the whole city at a 360-degree view of the entire city downtown. Yes. It's a beautiful area. Most people don't realize how beautiful it is till they actually come out there. But there's things that actually made it a little bit negative. I don't know what that perception was, how it was created. What is your feeling as far as why it was shown in a negative light? Was there any specific things you think was businesses? You think it was just negative advertisement? What?
I believe it is pure neglect from the leadership, more specifically from City Council. When you see, yes, like you said, there is the outside perception of the West Side, more specifically our district, the Southwest Quadrant, is very negative. They talk about us being very unsafe, when in reality, our crime rates are not the highest in the city. Yeah. They talk about, look at the fiasco, the Answer Crossing fiasco that you were just mentioning. That was another neglect of our councilors. We should not have gotten the hopes up of the people when nothing was in writing. You're an educated man, I'm an attorney. I know that until things are in writing and nothing is confirmed. Exactly. So they should not have made such a big deal about it. That was very neglectful to do that, to get people's hopes up. And then the lack of infrastructure that we have. Sometimes if you go, we might have one section of a street that is very beautiful, very beautifully landscaped. And then right the next section is not. One of our volunteers is in a wheelchair. And actually, had he not pointed this out, I would have never noticed. He said, look, on the main streets, you will notice that quite often we only have one side to go on. The other side, you can't. So you have to come back all the way and do this. That is such irresponsible planning. So what happens when the business community comes to our district? First, they've already heard all the negatives. Oh, this is gangland. Oh no, this is warfare. Oh, you're gonna get killed there. I've heard such outrageous things that, quite frankly,
put up with that for the last 10 years.
It's humorous because it's not true. Like you said, when they go on their own and they see that, it's everything they've heard is false. However, do you see the council, the councilors trying to change that? The councilors that represent us, I believe that is your first responsibility when businesses express an interest in coming here. Exactly. I mean, up until recently, the impact fees to come to the West Side were higher than anywhere else in the city. So in a way, our city leadership was punishing people who wanted to come. And the fact that we neglect the infrastructure, the fact that we neglect our youth, our people, it's only gonna reinforce that negative perception. And this is where the counselor comes in.
Hold that thought for a second. I didn't want to interrupt you. I have to interrupt you there. I take a little break there. We'll come back. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Okay, we'll be back with Tania Silva.